everyone, welcome to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show, your trusted source for the latest updates in immigration and global politics. I'm your host Sam, and here are some latest headlines. Firstly, Trump issues global threats and discusses policy changes. Panama defends sovereignty over the Canal. Donald Trump Jr. visits Greenland amid controversy. Los Angeles faces a devastating wildfires. Final farewell to President Jimmy Carter. Trump's sweeping policy changes, Gulf of America, and more. Trump suggests expanding US territory with military and economic force. Trudeau resigns as Canada's Prime Minister after nearly a decade. Explosive chemicals found in Texas linked to New Orleans attacker. Record number of migrants reach Canary Islands in 2024. Over 30,000 Syrians return home after Assad's fall. Texas new mom deported after missed immigration hearing. And lastly, Portugal's misleading immigration claims fact-checked. So these were some of the latest headlines, and now stay tuned for all the details. Trump issues global threats and discusses policy changes. In a news conference from his Mar-a-Lago home, President-elect Donald Trump made bold claims about his plans for his second term. He warned that all hell will break out in the Middle East if Hamas doesn't release hostages in Gaza by Inauguration Day. Trump also suggested using military force to take control of places like the Panama Canal and Greenland. He even mentioned renaming the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. His comments are causing international concerns as he hints at a more aggressive foreign policy. Panama defends sovereignty over the canal. Panama's foreign minister responded firmly to Trump's suggestion that the US might take control of the Panama Canal. He stated that Panama's sovereignty over the canal is not negotiable and emphasized that only Panamanians will control it. The minister reminded the world that the canal serves humanity by guaranteeing free passage and peaceful conference. Panama has had no contact with Trump or his team about this issue, and they plan to deal with it only once Trump officially becomes president. This has raised tensions as Trump continues to express interest in acquiring the canal. Donald Trump Jr. visits Greenland amid controversy. Donald Trump Jr. landed in Greenland this week following in his father's footsteps after President-elect Donald Trump reiterated his desire to take control of the territory. Trump Jr. shared photos and videos from his visit, praising the beauty of Greenland and teasing that its people might support Make America Great Again ideals. However, Danish and Greenlandic leaders strongly rejected these claims, stating that Greenland is not interested in becoming part of the US and that the majority of its residents do not support Trump's vision. Trump even suggested using military or economic pressure to acquire Greenland, which has drawn sharp criticism from local leaders. Los Angeles faces devastating wildfires. A fast-moving wildfire has been forced over 30,000 residents in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles to evacuate. The fire, which has grown to over 1,200 acres, is threatening homes in the area between Santa Monica and Malibu. Los Angeles officials have declared an emergency, and Governor Gavin Newsom has also warned that California now faces wildfires year-round, not just during a specific season. The strong winds expected later today are likely to make the situation even worse. Residents who haven't evacuated are being urged to leave immediately as firefighters work to contain the blaze. Final farewell to President Jimmy Carter. The remains of former President Jimmy Carter have arrived at the US Capitol for a final service with Congress before he lies in state. Military personnel carried his flag-draped casket into the Capitol Rotunda, where members of Congress, Supreme Court justices, and other dignitaries gathered to honor the 39th president. Trump's sweeping policy changes, Gulf of America, and more. President-elect Trump is preparing to enact major policy changes as soon as he takes office. At his Palm Beach news conference, Trump said that he plans to rename the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America and reverse several Biden-era policies, including the ban on offshore drilling. He also suggested setting a higher defense spending target for NATO allies and hinted at using military force to take control of Greenland and the Panama Canal. Trump has also issued warnings about US intervention in the Middle East, particularly if Hamas fails to release hostages. His comments have sparked backlash from Canada, Denmark, and other global leaders who see these moves as destabilizing. Trump suggests expanding US territory with military and economic force. President-elect Donald Trump has stirred controversy with bold remarks about using military force to acquire the Panama Canal and Greenland and economic force to annex Canada. During a news conference at his Mar-a-Lago resort, Trump stated these moves are necessary for national security. He even joked about Canada becoming the 51st state and mentioned hockey legend as a possible governor. While these statements have sparked international reactions, many are questioning that how serious Trump is about this plan and how Canada will respond to these comments. Trudeau resigns as Canada's Prime Minister after nearly a decade. In a surprising move, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced his resignation just months before an election year, facing internal pressure from his party and declining poll ratings due to inflation, rising immigration concerns, and also his handling of President-elect Donald Trump. Trudeau decided to step down. This marks the end of his near 10-year leadership. The Liberal Party is now scrambling to find a new leader to compete against Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, who currently leads in the polls with a strong 44% approval ratings. Trudeau's resignation has left many Canadians uncertain about the country's future direction. Explosive chemicals found in Texas linked to New Orleans attacker. Authorities in Texas discovered sulfuric acid, a chemical often used to make explosive, in a storage locker connected at Shamsuddin Jabbar, the army veteran who killed 14 people in New Orleans during New Year's celebration. The FBI and local law enforcement are still investigating what the chemicals were intended for, but the discovery has raised concerns about potential future attacks. The use of sulfuric acid combined with other chemicals can create a very powerful explosives, and officials are closely monitoring this case. Record number of migrants reached Canary Islands in 2024. Spain's Canary Islands saw a record-breaking number of migrants arriving by sea in 2024. Over 46,000 people made the dangerous journey along the Atlantic migration route, making it one of the deadliest migration paths in the world. Tragically, over 10,000 migrants even died attempting to reach Spain last year. And with the majority of deaths happening on this perilous route, these figures have sparked concerns across Europe as more migrants continue to risk their lives in search of safety and better opportunities. Over 30,000 Syrians returned home after Assad's fall. Following the fall of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad, nearly 31,000 Syrians have returned home, according to the Turkish government. Turkey currently hosts over 3 million Syrian refugees who fled the country's brutal 13-year civil war. The return of these Syrians marks a significant moment, but the country still faces enormous challenges in rebuilding and healing from years of conflict. Texas new mom deported after missed immigration hearing. A Texas mother, Salazar, was deported to Mexico after missing her immigration court hearing. She couldn't attend the hearing because she was recovering from an emergency C-section where her premature twins were born. Her twins, Ashley and Allison, are US citizens and have been struggling with certain health issues. The family was forced to move to Mexico. The family had informed immigration services about the situation, but the deportation still happened, leaving the mother feeling devastated. Portugal's misleading immigration claims fact-checked. In Portugal, far-right politician André Ventura made claims linking immigration to crime, stating that 20% of Portugal's prisoners are foreigners. However, fact checks show that the number is closer to 16.7% and most prisoners in Portugal are actually Portuguese. Ventura also claimed that immigrants are responsible for many crimes like rape, but official statistics show that only about 21% of those convicted of rape are immigrants, providing that many of these claims are exaggerated. Well, that wraps up today's daily immigration news on the Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Sam, your host. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. See you in the next one.